Hi, hello, 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 and welcome back. I am Shai Hopkins of New Jersey Small Business Development Centers, and I am so super pleased to be presenting another Women Warrior in Business Wednesday webinar. Yay!
Yay!
We're back.
Woo!
And I'm also excited to be featuring Joyce Rojas because Joyce is awesome, and she's going to be talking today about Pink Cash, a woman's guide to power over money, which is a very important thing. So make sure to take notes. You can follow Joyce on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and she'll answer your questions. You can also leave your questions through the chat window. We'll make sure that they work their way over to Joyce, who will also answer your questions. And I guess with no further ado, Joyce,
Thank you, Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, hello, everybody. My name is Joyce Rojas, and I am a success speaker. And I'd like to be able to speak to you in regards to something that's near and dear to my heart, which is money. Okay, so ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to know what makes people rich and what makes some people poor. Why do some people work really hard and really never make it well off, make it rich? Why do some people get inheritance and still can't continue to be well off and be financially stable? And that to me was something that I needed to really look into. I have a lot of experience in the financial industry. I have 18 years in the financial industry. I have my master's in business administration. I am securities licensed, which means I can sell investments. I can manage portfolios. But none of that really gave me an understanding of why some people have a relationship with money that doesn't have power and they can't control their financial situation, and why other people do. So I do want to go over that with you today, and I want to go over 4 secrets that I've realized are part of the money mind game. And why I call it a money mind game is because over the years, over 18 years of really working with people with finances, I've realized that it really has to do with what is going on in our minds and what's happening with us from society. So there's a game going on within our own minds, and there's a game going on with society and us. So I do want to go over that with you today. So let's get started. So let's hear a lot of what we typically hear about money, about being well off, about, hey, you know what, let's get you rich. And some of the myths out there are work hard. Well, I know a lot of people that have worked really hard and aren't rich, and they never really got a good financial situation. All you need is a lucky break. That's another myth. Inheritance, so that's going to do the trick. Or hoarding like a miser, really being able to kind of just consistently save and not enjoy a life, and buying real estate, as if it's that simple. And really what I've seen is that these things are wrong. These things are myths, because none of this is a surefire way to success. So what I want to go over today are the 4 secrets to the money mind game. Okay. And I really have a quick way for you to remember it, and it's called BAKE. So B is beliefs. So one of the secrets to the money mind game is your belief system, and we'll go over that. Actions. What actions are you taking with money? The knowledge that you have about money and about yourself, and the energy that you have around money. But one question is, what is money? What really is money? And ask yourself that, because that's going to be really important for you to realize what you see money as. Because there's a lot of beliefs out there, a lot of things that have been taught to us about money that are not true. And one thing that I've noticed that I truly believe in, that money is in exchange of life energy. That's really what it is. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of people believe like money is an exchange of a service. But if I ask you, hey, I'll pay you $20 if you give me one of your kids, you're probably not going to want to do that. So both people have to be on the same page about what's being exchanged and the price for it. But we go to work every single day, and most of our time during our day while we're up is at work. And what I'm noticing is that this time that you are at work, you're there, you're making money, it's an exchange of your life energy. You are exchanging your energy, your life hours for money. And we need to understand that mentality, because you're going to realize that you have choices to make, okay? And if we look at reality, the average hours that we have until we're age 80 is 700,800. And that sounds like a lot, but if you're 40, it's not. 350,400 hours left. However, if you like to eat, sleep, and poop, which I do, then you have 204,400 hours left. So the hours go down really fast. And if we look at it, that only gives us 14 hours a day, 5,110 hours a year. So if a typical American has 14 hours, we typically have a job, right? Or even if we have our own business, we spend a lot of time at our businesses. Some of us spend more than 7 hours a day. So the typical job, yes, 7 hours. So if we start off our day with 14 hours, job takes up 7. Then we have a commute of 1 hour. Typical average American spends 5 hours watching TV. I don't know who the hell does that, but people out there spend 5 hours. So let's go with the average American, 5 hours, and then spending 2.5 hours on social media. What does that leave us with? Negative 1.5 hours. And typically what people are doing is that negative 1.5 hours is coming from our sleep. So we typically end up sleeping less time than what we really should, right? And why am I telling you this? Why do you have to know what happens in your day? Because you need to become aware of what it is that you're exchanging your time for. You need to become aware that time is the one thing that you cannot buy more of, okay? This is something that just comes a certain amount. You're allotted a certain amount of hours. You never know how many hours you're going to be given in your lifetime. And that's all you have to exchange. So what are you exchanging your life hours for? Okay, you have to become aware of this, because you need to know what you're trading your hours for. That's where your choice lies. It's in the power of knowing what it is that you're exchanging your hours for, okay? And how much you're exchanging your hours for. So most of us have a job. Most of us have a business, okay? And it's really important for you to know what it is that you're truly making, okay? So number one secret in the money mind game is knowledge. And it's knowledge on these numbers. You must know how much you truly make, and we'll get into that in a little bit, how much you truly make, how much you spend, and how much you keep, and how much you want. So those 4 things are extremely important for you to know. So if you needed to drive a car, you probably wouldn't want to drive blindfolded. However, most of us go through our lives driving blindfolded. we go through our life just kind of going through the motions and not saying to ourselves, hey, you know what? I know exactly where I want to go. And I know exactly what I want to do on a yearly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. And that's really when you don't know your numbers, when you don't know what you want out of your financial life or your life in general, you're basically driving blindfolded. So let's go into what you make, okay? And there's going to be worksheets that you can use on my website. I'll include the link below this video as well. And that will make this a little bit easier for you to handle. But let's go over what you make. This is a really important number for you to understand. What is your true income, okay? So think about what your true income is. $75,000. That's the average metro area income. So right now we're in the tri-state area. And so 75,000 is average what the people around here make for 8 hours a day. That leads you to a 25.5% tax bracket, okay? As of right now, the tax brackets. So then if you subtract 19,125 right off the bat, okay, then you go to our little friend FICA. Okay, so Social Security, Medicare, subtract 4,650 from that. Okay, you're really making 51,000 or about $25 an hour. But then you also have to think about any of your job-related costs. How much are you paying for clothes? How much are you paying for that daily coffee on your way to work? How much are you paying for gas? How much are you paying for the car insurance that you have to, pay for? How much are you paying for the daycare for the kids to get to work? All of that information is extremely important because you need to know what it is that you're exchanging your life energy for, okay? 8 hours is half your waking day. So it is important for you to know how much you make. And of course, these numbers are not including healthcare costs either. So I didn't include that here. Half your working day is 50% of your day, right? If you kind of look at it, it's 50% of your life. So then it's really someone saying, hey, give me 8 hours of your day and I'll give you $200. That was a $25 we're looking at in the last slide, right? And if you really look at it that way, you need to understand, my question to you is, are you trading these life hours for something that you truly enjoy? Are you trading these life hours for something that you truly believe in? Because that's half the hours of your day right there. And for those of you that own a business, are you giving your clients the value that they're paying for, that they are giving their life energy for? So if you look at money as life energy, right? Are you giving your clients the value that they are paying for in life energy? You got to start looking at things a little differently. Okay, so for those of you that still work in the corporate field, what you make also includes things like 401k benefits that the company gives you. And a lot of people that I come across don't even know what the company offers them. And they're leaving a lot of money on the table that they can actually be using for their retirement. So you need to know, what benefits does your company give you? Because there could be more in compensation, more money that is added on to your pocket just by knowing the benefits, like 401ks, like knowing matches is the other thing. What type of healthcare? Do they have a pension plan? What type of stock purchase program is available? All of these things are things that you need to know so that you could understand what you're making. The next number is what I spend. Okay, knowing what your stuff is really costing you. I started really looking into the things that I purchase. I make very good money. And so to me, it's easy for me to say, yeah, I want this and I'll purchase it. And I know I'll be able to pay it by the end of the month. If I put it on my credit cards are paid by the end of the month. No big deal. But when I started looking into, okay, what kind of stuff am I buying? And what is it that I'm exchanging this for? And do I really need half the crap that I'm actually buying? That's going to actually be eye-opening, because what is your stuff really costing you? So start looking at it in life hours, okay? And again, I will have the worksheet available for you so that you could calculate this yourself for you. But makeup, okay? Makeup is, let's see, we got iPhone, we have makeup on there, we have a car, and we have a house. So you buy an iPhone for $600, that's 22 hours of your life. 22 hours, okay? You buy makeup at $38 a month. That seems reasonable, right? $38 a month, that's 16.8 hours of your life. A car lease, which is typically about $350 a month, that's $4,200 a year. That's 155 hours of your life. A $400,000 mortgage for a house right there at 4.5%, 30 years, becomes actually $820,000 in actual money. So you're actually paying double for your house. You think you're paying $400,000 for it, but you're actually paying $800,000 if you really look at the money situation. And that becomes 32,833 hours of your life paying that house off. So really start looking at what you're spending, even the dumb little things that you buy on a daily basis. You need to start saying, okay, wait, how many hours of my life have I spent making this money that I am trading off for this, dumb tchotchke that I'm buying at a 99-cent store, or whatever it is that, you like to buy. And then begin thinking. And this is what I started doing. Is I started thinking, what kind of things could I have done with 16.8 hours of my life? What other things would I have wanted to do? And I came up with a lot of things that I would have wanted to do. First, probably more time with my family, more time on the beach, working out, more time with my son, sleeping. I love to sleep. Meditating on the beach. Oh, I just got back from doing that in Cancun. More time with my significant other. More time reading. More time having sex. There's a lot of things that you can think about. More time speaking in public. So there's a lot of things that you can think about, that you can say, hey, what could I have used those hours for, instead of buying something that I'm probably not going to use next year, or buying something that I could have easily said, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't need a car that's $500 a month leasing. Maybe I do want something that's a little bit more affordable that I'm not trading as much of my life energy for. So here are a couple quick steps for this secret on knowledge, okay? Step one is to list your vital monthly expenses. When I sit with clients, this is one of the things that I have them do. I tell them to be ready with this information when they come to me. Your vital monthly expenses, that's your mortgage, your rent, your utilities, your food, your car insurance, things that you need, okay? Then you look at, how does that compare to your income? So if your expenses are $5,000 a month and you are at, your income net, okay, your net income, which means that's what you actually see in your paycheck, and that comes in at $5,500, well, you need to compare that. You need to understand what is left over on your paycheck, okay? Do you need to make more, or you need to spend less? Because that's really all you can do. You can either make more money, okay? Even business owners, you can make more money in your business, or you can look at spending less in what you're purchasing, okay? What's needed? What has to be decreased, okay? In your list of expenses, what do you actually need on there? What is surplus stuff? What can be decreased? okay? Step 2 is to know what your debt is costing you, whether it's a business line of credit, a business loan, your mortgage, your auto loan. You need to know your numbers. You need to know what this is costing you. We tend to be very complacent on, oh yeah, you know what? I have a loan, great. I have a mortgage, great. Well, what's the rate? Oh, I don't know. What? How do you not know that? What is the rate on your credit cards? Okay, that a lot of people for some reason don't know the rates on their credit cards. What is your debt costing you? And if you are in debt, do not add on to debt. It's just building a bigger hole. Step 3 is to know how many life hours you're exchanging for your purchases. That's extremely important because you need to start looking at what is it that you're giving for this purchase, okay? And is it a worthy trade-off, right? So I love this quote here because it's pretty on point. The poor spend and then invest what is left. The rich invest and then spend what is left. So you come first. If you really want to be in a healthy financial situation, okay, then you need to first invest in yourself. You invest and then you spend what is left. You don't spend first and then end up investing whatever, saving whatever is left. Another part of this is I want. It is extremely important for you to know what you want. There was a Harvard University study, and it was a study done on its own college students. And these college students were graduating in 1979, and they asked a simple question. Have you set a goal? That's it. Have you set a goal? Okay. They found that 84% of the students did not set goals. They found that 13% had actually written their goals down, and only 3% had written their goals and had a plan. Okay. Those 13% that had written their goals, they checked on them 10 years later. Okay. So 10 years later, they found that the students that had written their goals down were making double than the students that had no goals or no set goals. Double. So that means if these students up here were making 50,000, then those 13% were making 100,000. That's a huge difference. The 3% that actually did have a goal and a plan were making 10 times more. So that brings us from 50,000 to 500,000. That is a huge difference. And it's just by having a goal. And it's that habit, because if people typically have goals and they begin writing them down and knowing exactly what they want for the year, it becomes a habit, okay? Another study was done, and they found that when there was no goal written, only 40% succeeded. But when there was a goal that was written, only 60% succeeded. So that's a huge difference. So if I asked you, hey, if you want to make $1 million in your business, or you want to take your sales from 500,000 to 1.5 million per year, and I said to you, hey, do you want a 40% chance or do you want a 60% chance? You're going to say, I want a 60% chance. So if you do, write down your goals. Know what you want. Just decide what it is you want and be very clear on what it is you want. Okay. Secret number 2. So secret number 2 is beliefs. Your beliefs can make you poor or can make you broke. Okay. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Your beliefs can make you rich or it can make you poor. All right. So your beliefs, and I have this picture of this glacier up here because if you see to the outside eye as you're on a cruise or whatever, I'm sure some of you have seen glaciers, right? You'll see this piece. You'll see the top part right there, but you won't see this whole bottom part. Okay. But if I ask you what part of this glacier controls the full thing, you're going to say this piece controls it because this is the bigger portion. The thing is that no one sees this part. They only see that. And that's exactly how our mind works. We only see the logical piece, the part that we're actually thinking. We don't see all of this, which is more of the subconscious part of our mind. So here, you'll see your belief systems, okay? What you think consciously, okay? That's the logical thinking, right? That's what you think every day. But the subconscious level is what you don't know that's in there, okay? And our minds work very similar. So the things, if you look at it, the things that we learned when we were 5 or when we were 7 are still affecting us till this day, but we have no idea that they are. So imagine the 7-year-old you making decisions for you in your money situation, your finances. Imagine the 7-year-old you making decisions for you in your relationships. Like, I would never have me as a 7-year-old make a decision in my relationship. But that's what's happening when it comes to the subconscious beliefs that we have in our heads. Okay. So one of the things that I hear a lot of is, I'm not good at finances. Well, if you think that you're not good at finances, then you're right. You're not going to be good at finances because you're telling yourself that subconsciously, okay? So I have a little money activity that I typically do when I am live. But for the webinar, I will not do that. But for you out there watching, I would want you to take a minute to just do this quick exercise, okay? And I'm going to give you this sentence, and I want you to really quickly just jot down what comes up in your head, okay? Even if it's just for 30 seconds, all right? So if you get a paper and you get a pen, get ready and finish this sentence. Money is. So jot down what money is real quick, anything that comes to your head. And we'll take 30 seconds for that. All right. Then the next sentence that I want you to finish is people with money. Tell me about people with money. You got 30 seconds. And the next one is in my life, money. So jot down what? Finish that sentence for yourself. In my life, money. Okay, time's up. So this activity here, these are sentence stems. And what this helps you find is your subconscious beliefs about money. Things that you may not logically think, but are somewhere in there. So when I've had some people do this, some people have said, okay, money is. So money is evil. Money is bad. Money is not Christian. So there's a lot of things that these beliefs. And then they'll tell me, hey, I really don't believe this, so I don't know why this came up. Well, it could be something subconscious that you don't even know is back there. But unfortunately, because it is back there, it is guiding you in how you are dealing with your money. So if you have some subconscious belief that money's not good, because for some reason between 2 and 7, between the years of 2 and 7, you saw that, hey, you know what, you saw poverty and you felt it was extremely unfair. You know, you may actually have that belief that says, hey, you know what, money's a bad thing because some people have it, some people don't, and I don't think it's a fair thing. And so then that may actually be stopping you from moving forward in life, from actually making money, because you don't want to be one of them. You don't want to be one of the people stepping on others. You know, so there's a lot of things that happen subconsciously. We don't even realize it. Same thing with the people with money. You know, when I've had clients do this, they'll come back and they'll say, okay, people with money are arrogant. People with money don't care about others. So these are subconscious beliefs that are false, because there's lots of people that do have money that do care about others, you know, and not all of them are arrogant. You know, so there's a lot of things that can come up that may be holding you back today. And then in my life money, I've heard things like, okay, in my life money doesn't really come very often. So these are things that you have. And if you believe that, whatever it is that you believe will continue to come true, because your subconscious belief system will make sure that it does. Okay. So one of the things that I tell my clients is that we need to watch our mouths when it comes to money, when it comes to anything, relationships, you know, we need to watch our mouths. Okay, because everything that you say has power. It has power. Okay. So a couple things that I hear all the time is, I can't afford it. I don't have the money to. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not rich. If only I got paid more, then I'd be able to be successful. If only I got paid more, then I'd be able to save. If only I got paid more, then I'll be able to contribute to my 401k. Okay. I'm not good with money. My husband handles this. Okay. So yeah, I don't do this. My husband handles this. I don't do the numbers. I'm not good at that. Okay. More money, more problems. That's just something people find cute to say, but it actually is something that subconsciously sticks with you. Okay. Money causes arguments, right? All of these things that you say, even though you're just kidding around, is actually something that you are subconsciously planting in your head and telling yourself that that is true. So watch what comes out of your mouth. Same thing I tell ladies when they're saying, when I hear someone say, oh, there's no good men out there. Congratulations. You're not going to find a good man, because that is your belief system. So make sure that you watch your mouth, because everything that you say has power. And then one way that I have my clients find their limiting beliefs about money is that I tell them, you know, have your spouse, have your kids tell you what kind of stuff comes out of your mouth when it comes to money. Because remember, those of us that are parents, this is the kind of crap that we say in front of our kids. This is the kind of crap. You know, I heard "we can't afford it" so many times while I was a kid that it stuck to me in my head, that I thought that, hey, you know what? This is our class and I will never move past this class. And it took me years to get that limiting belief out of my head. So be careful what you say to your kids as well. So I want to just go over this quickly, because I do want to give you the information on the psychological basis, you know, so I don't want you to just take my word for it. You know, psychologically, you do continuously work with yourself. You know, that money mind game is going on with you all the time. Okay. So psychologically, there's something called a confirmation bias, okay? And it's our psychological tendency to find evidence that confirms our belief system, okay? So it's a good example is if you've ever had someone that you thought doesn't like you, like you think, oh, that she just does not like me. Well, anything she does is going to confirm that belief. You're going to think that because she doesn't say good morning to you, then it's because she doesn't like you. You're going to think that because, you know, she's talking to someone and then she stops talking when you walk into the room, it's because she was talking about you. You know, this is a confirmation bias. Okay. And some of the things that we can have confirmation biases on is something like you always lose money in the stock market. You know, I hear that a lot. Oh, you always lose money in the stock market. Okay. Well, if you invest or anybody in your family invests and they lose money at any point, you're going to think, hello, it's because you always lose money in the stock market. You're just confirming whatever thought process you already had there. Okay, the other thing is money causes problems. Well, yes, if you feel money causes problems, then at some point when money is causing a problem with you and your spouse, then you're going to say, see, there it is. Money always causes problems. The other big thing psychologically to watch out for is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Those are beliefs about ourselves that will lead us to act in ways that will correspond to our beliefs. And it's a horrible cycle. And if I take you through this little cycle here of the self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, you'll see how crappy this becomes, because our self-belief, okay, so that's whatever belief we have about ourselves, influences our actions, right? So if we believe, hey, I'm not good with money, it's going to influence us to not be good with money, whether we spend or we forget to pay a credit card, or, you know, we continue to just add on to the credit card debt. So that's going to influence our actions. But that's going to end up impacting other people's beliefs about us. So then that means that our spouse is going to look at the credit card bill and say, damn it, you added to the credit card bill. You're not good with money. She's just not good with money. And so then that impacts their beliefs, which then causes them to act a certain way with us. Okay. So then that means that maybe the spouse doesn't talk to us about money anymore. Maybe the spouse keeps the credit card from us. You know, this is impacting the way that they act towards us, which then, unfortunately, to add insult to injury, it reinforces our self-belief. So then when the spouse is not talking to us about money, or when the spouse is hiding the credit card from us, or hiding information about other accounts out there from us, then it's going to just reinforce the belief that we have that we're just not good with money. And that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But in order to change that, you need to change your belief system. You need to change the way that you're thinking about yourself, okay? This is really where the mind game starts. This is where the mind game starts within us, okay? One piece of the belief system is that we have money personalities, okay? And it's really good if you start kind of thinking about, hey, where do I fall in this money personality spectrum, okay? And I won't go too in depth with these, but I just want you to quickly think about it. The money personality are behavior patterns that you've adopted based on beliefs and life experiences, okay? So here is one of the money personalities. Are you the big baller type? Okay. The motto there is money is power. Even if it's just the appearance of it, just money is power. The motive is that you spend to feel good about yourself, your status, or your situation. The pitfalls of this, okay, is that you struggle with feelings of inadequacy. You spend more than you can afford. Okay. And there's ways to manage this money personality. So the next one is an innocent bystander. Okay. The innocent bystander motto is money confuses me. Okay. So you're just kind of innocent. You don't really, it just confuses you, so you don't handle it. The motive is really not having to take responsibility or deal with any type of challenge. That's your motive by just becoming this innocent bystander personality. The pitfalls is that it gives away your independence. It doesn't allow you to create, okay? And then it also makes you dependent on others. So check yourself to see if that's something that you do. Super saver, okay? Are you the type that save, and then say, hey, I'm going to spend it later or maybe never? Okay. And the motive behind that, why you do that, is because you want to feel safe and in control. But what that causes is anxiety. It also causes denying yourself of qualities of life, okay? And not really enjoying your money. Life enthusiast, that's one of the personalities. And that's really like, hey, life is short. Spend now, save later. So let's just, have a party. The motive is to feel good. You live life to the fullest now because tomorrow isn't promised. What I've seen here, typically, it's when clients have experienced maybe a loss, either in a family or a close family member that has just died unexpectedly. I typically see this type of personality becoming. Typically in debt, they're impulsive spending. They're always in catch-up mode. Next one is the superhero. Okay, money should be used to help others. Okay, and the motive is really you want to feel useful, you want to feel needed, you want to feel important. But what happens is that you create a cycle of interdependency. Okay, that means you depend on the person to feel useful and needed, and they depend on you to pay for things. Okay, but it also creates resentment because you start resenting the fact that, hey, I'm paying and then I'm expecting you to love me back or make me feel useful, make me feel important, and you're not doing what it is that I'm expecting you to do, okay? But there's ways to manage these personalities that I can't get into now because then I'll be here for another half hour, okay? But just start checking to see what is your money personality, okay? Because this is what if you are aware of this is the type of person you are, then you can catch yourself. If I had one person that he had this personality, superhero personality, and it's money should be used to help others. So anytime he'd go out, he'd pay for everybody's dinner. He'd be like, oh, hey, I'll buy the drinks. Yeah. Then we sat down and he's completely in debt. So this does not help, right? And what he had to do to manage it is he needed to check himself. He needs to be aware of when he was doing that. And he needed to be aware of what is it that he was trying to get back from doing that? What emotion was he seeking out of this? And that's one thing that you'll find is that with every personality, you are seeking an emotion, okay? And anytime that you spend money, anytime you're saving money, it's really to seek some type of emotion. Secret number 3 is energy. There is energy behind money. Okay, there's energy everywhere, whether it's a metal desk or a human being, we are all made up of energy. Okay, and if you look into the study of quantum physics, okay, that's the belief that everything is made up, everything in Earth is made up of energy. Okay, so even if it's a door, hey, it's made up of energy, right? And I'm sure all of you have people that that give off positive vibes and others give off negative vibes, okay? And others you don't even notice are there, okay? That's all energy, okay? So ask yourself, have you ever walked into a room where someone was arguing? You didn't hear the argument, but you just know that there was something going on right before you walked into that room. You feel the tension in the air. That's energy, okay? And it's everywhere. So if you look at energy and money, you can attract or you can repel money with your energy. So you have to be very careful on what type of energy is it that you're bringing to your financial life. Okay, same thing with relationships. You need to be careful what type of energy you're bringing to your relationships. Okay, And so one way that I like to look at energy and this belief of money with energy is if you think about a dog, okay? And I know that there's this, a lot of people say, hey, if you fear a dog, then they will feel it. They will know that there's fear, okay? That right there is energy. They feel it. And if you keep taking this concept of a dog and use it with money, think about it. If you fear a dog, who has more control? You or the dog? The dog, right? The dog has more control because you're fearing the dog. So it's going to have more control over you. It's the same exact thing with money. If you fear money, okay? And now I know people don't fear having money, or they're logically under the impression that they don't fear having money, but some subconscious belief system is possibly there that makes you fear handling money, okay? Or having a lot of it because you don't want to leave your tribe behind, or having a lot of it because you don't want to be one of them because you saw those type of people as not your class or your type of people, whatever it may be. But if there is a fear there, then who's going to control? Is it going to be you or money? And it's going to be money controlling your life versus you controlling money, okay? If you love a dog and you have no shame in saying, I love my dog, will the dog want to come to you or get away from you? The dog's going to want to come to you. It's the same exact thing with money. There is no shame in saying, I love money. Hell yeah. I say I love pizza all the damn time, and I'm okay with that. So why can't we say, I love money? I do. So these are the things that you have to catch yourself with, okay? If you tell people that dogs aren't that important in life, and that people that have a lot of dogs are filthy and they're selfish, okay? Are you going to be a good candidate for dogs? No, you're not going to be a good candidate. Same exact thing with money. If you continuously say, hey, you know what? People that have money are selfish, okay? Or, hey, I really don't need that much money. Well, then guess what? You're probably not a good candidate to have more money energetically flow to you. So start noticing the energy and the vibe that you're putting out there with money, okay? Are you afraid of not having money? Because guess what? Fear is fear. And energetically, you're going to attract more fear. You're going to attract more experiences. They're going to create fear in your life, okay? So an energy checklist, okay? So check your emotion, all right? You use money in order to create an emotion or to avoid an emotion, okay? So if I'm using money to buy my son sneakers, he's gonna be 16 soon, and he loves sneakers, basketball sneakers. So if I use my money to purchase sneakers for him, what emotion am I trying to create? I'm trying to create an emotion of happiness inside me because I know he's going to be happy, okay? It's used to create an emotion, okay? Or it's used to avoid an emotion. I go to the grocery store because I know I don't like being hungry. I'm trying to avoid creating the emotion of being starving, So money's always used to create or avoid an emotion, okay? So check to see what emotion are you trying to create out of spending this money or making this money? If you also, one tip is that if you find yourself spending a lot of money, start asking yourself, what emotion was I trying to create with that? If you purchase some, piece of clothing, okay, or shoes or a purse or whatever, and you really shouldn't be, you should be more budgeting, or you think, you know what, I really didn't need that purse. Check what type of emotion was I trying to create with that? What is it that I wanted? Did I want the emotion of just knowing that I'm in style and just feeling like, okay, I'm up to date? Did I want other people in the workplace to say, hey, you know what, that's a cute purse? Did I want that emotion? What emotion was I trying to elicit out of spending this money, okay? The other thing is to ask yourself why. Get to the core of your money moves. The why behind money is crucial, okay? The why can affect your beliefs and your thoughts and your energy around money. Why are you making this money? Why do you have this business? Why is it that you are spending whatever 8 hours going to this job? Why? Okay? Don't let yourself off the hook when it's just, well, I got to pay the bills. That's a lame answer. Why? You need to understand why you do this, okay? Because that's going to be extremely important to be able to give you fuel to continue to do this. With your business, for example, if you think, hey, you know what? Oh, okay, I'm running this business because this is what the world needs. Okay, this is really, so why do you think that, you know? Or I'm running this business because this is what I'm good at. Okay, why else are you doing this? Why do you think you're good at that? So what if you're good at that? Keep drilling down to what it is that why you're doing what you're doing. Gratitude is the next piece of the energy and checking yourself, okay? Preset your mind to bring in more. If you are constantly complaining about not making enough, if you're complaining about your business not moving fast enough, if you're complaining about your clients, whatever, whatever it is that you complain about, guess what? You are just attracting more of the same crap you're complaining about. That's just the way it is. So you need to have gratitude around what is it that you do have. Even if your business is in shambles, okay? Even if your finance life is in shambles, find something to be grateful for, because if you focus on what is going right, then there's more things that will come to you that are going right. And more ideas will pop in your head that will make things go right moving forward, okay? And the last thing is integrity. How are you making your money? How are you making your money? How are you giving your money? Okay. And this is something actually that for me, I realized, because one of the things that I had a bad habit of doing is I was indecisive with my money. So when I'd say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to purchase this this little love seat and couch set. And then I'd think, and it's home already, and I'd think, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe that was too expensive. And then I'd think, maybe I could return it. Okay, that's indecisiveness. I'd go to the store and I'd see a dress and I loved it. And then when I got home, I got buyer's remorse, and I'd go back and I'd return it, And so that's indecisiveness. And I had to really, and what's funny is it hit me because when I started with my business and I remember having a workshop and I had people purchase tickets. And then all of a sudden they started saying, oh, you know what? No, can I get that back? Can I get a refund? I'm deciding to not go to the workshop. And I thought to myself, holy crap, this is exactly what I do. So if you put it out there in the world, then guess what? That's exactly what you're going to attract to your business. It's exactly what you're going to attract to your life. So how are you spending your money? How you're giving your money? How you're making your money? Is it with hesitation? Is it with indecisiveness? Is it irresponsibly? Okay? Because if you're irresponsible with your money, guess what? Money's going to be irresponsible with you. And how do you feel about others? This is also part of integrity. How do you feel about others making money? Okay. If you're the type that feels jealous when you see some other person rise, or when you see your friend that has the same type of business that you do, hey, they're growing faster than I am. If you feel jealousy, and that's not a good thing, you got to catch yourself feeling that instead of being competitive, because we tend to think that we have to compete with others to make it happen, to make more money, to be more successful. We don't have to compete. Instead of having that idea of competition, have an idea of creation. Begin creating versus competing. Because if you compete, then that's all you're going to be constantly doing is competing through life, and it's exhausting. Okay. So with integrity, understand, hey, how do you feel about others making money? Are you jealousy? Are you resentful? Are you greedy? Are you, irresponsible as well in the way that you're constantly, you may be talking about people or something. So have integrity with money. And that's your energy checklist right now. Check your emotions, check the why behind what you make, what you give, check gratitude. How grateful are you? And then check your integrity with money. Secret number 4 is actions. So if I want to, and I have a dream, right? I really don't have this dream, but if I had a dream of winning the lottery, what do you think I'd have to do? Play. I'd have to go out there and buy a ticket and play the lottery. So nothing is going to happen, no matter if your energy is on point, no matter if you have all the knowledge, no matter if your belief systems are perfect now, nothing will happen if you don't take action. So a couple of the things that you want to do to take action is to decide. Decide what you want your life to look like. And decide what you want to make, decide what you want to change, okay? Also, in the decide piece is decide that you want a change. You need to be the first person to say, I want to change this. I want to change my business. I want to make sure that my business grows by X amount this year. I want to be able to pay off any debt. I want to be able to make 1 million this year. And it doesn't matter if this year you don't make 1 million. Let's say your business makes 700,000. Hell, it's close. So that's what you have to decide, okay? Decide what you want your goal to be financially. Decide what you want your life to look like, okay? It's like getting in a car. Whenever you get in a car, you probably know where the hell you're going. So the same thing with life is you need to do that. Next is know your numbers, okay? So take action and download the worksheet I'm going to have on my website and start crunching numbers. What do you make? What do you spend? What do you keep? What do you want? Okay? How many life hours are you spending on silly things that really aren't worth it? Okay? How much life hours are you giving to your business or your corporation? Is there anything else you'd prefer to be doing with that time? Look at your habits and patterns. Okay? What is your money personality? What do you typically spend on? Okay? When are you typically spending? Okay? Look at one of the things that you can look at is your credit card statements. Okay, that'll give you a good idea of what it is, what type of expenses that you're having. Okay, and what emotion are you trying to evoke out of those expenses? What is it that you're trying to create in your life? What emotion? Number 4 is challenge yourself. Okay, challenge your old beliefs. There is a lot of beliefs in there that are just old and no longer serve you. Maybe they served you when you were 10. Maybe they served you when you were 15, but they don't serve you at this point. So make sure that you catch yourself when you have these old beliefs coming into your head, all right? And challenge yourself to think outside the box, okay? For different income sources is one thing, okay? If you like to watch TV, you like to be on social media, okay, that's understandable. Everybody needs a little bit of time away, but it's the same time you can be using to try to figure out a different source of income, okay? Multiple streams of income is one way that you can retire nice and safely, okay? So challenge yourself to think outside the box for different income sources, okay? To budget is another thing that you can challenge yourself on, okay? Last is find mentorship. Find yourself someone that can help you with your finances. Find someone that can look at your financial statements. Find someone that can give you ideas. You know, if you're in a business and you know where you want your business to go, and you know someone that has a business that has done that and is more successful than yours, then instead of being intimidated and thinking, hey, that's my competitor, think of them as a partner. Try to go to them and say, hey, you know what is it that you're doing for your business? Is it possible that the person won't give you all their secrets? Yeah, it's possible, but it doesn't matter. You can at least have some type of relationship, okay? Or find a business coach, or find a life coach, find a success coach, something that's going to help you move forward, okay? And be careful who you ask for advice, okay? Because a lot of us tend to ask our friends for advice, and then like our friends are in debt. Like, why would you do that? Why would you ask the wrong people for advice? So make sure that the people that you're asking for advice know what they're doing and are successful. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I'm hoping that you'll get on the website, you'll download the worksheets, and be able to really work on this for yourself. You can find me on joycerojas.com. You'll also find me on Instagram, Facebook under My Success Studio, and on my website I will have a link. If you look under the Money Mind Game link on the homepage, I'll have somewhere on there where you can get the sheets. You'll just subscribe, and then you'll get the sheets for this webinar. Right? Thanks a lot.
Yay. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Thank you.
Awesome. And again, if you have any questions or anything, make sure to leave them in the chat window. You can also, again, post some of your questions on Joyce's social media through Facebook, Instagram, or right here on YouTube. You can also send certain questions, or if you want to send questions to me, that's totally fine. I can be reached at shaika.hopkins@rutgers.edu, and that's SHYEKA.HOPKINS@rutgers.edu. And thank you, Joyce, again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for staying put and absorbing all of this information. I hope you took really, really great notes, and you put some of these items into action immediately, because I really believe that they will help change your life. And don't forget, the next Women Warriors in Business full program is coming up on Thursday, May 9th at the College of New Jersey. So you can find more information on that at www.njsbdc-womenwarriors.weebly.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.